Hello again, it's Claire. And if you listened to the last Hopelet episode, then you'll know we're putting out something on our podcast feed every day between Christmas and New Year's Eve, based around hope. Today, I'm looking at what to do when your hope is damaged. And on the visual we're using on our social media of a hand, this one sits on the ring finger, which also happens to be the weakest finger for most people. Ever tried holding a shopping bag on it? It does not work well. It's the sort of diva of the fingers that's more about jewellery than hard graft. Maybe you had hope once, bags of it even, but it's either slowly or drastically been reduced and left in tatters. So you've given up on placing hope in the right things, and you know you've started to look for fulfilment and satisfaction in the wrong things, or you've allowed yourself to be seduced into the world of comparison, sneakily looking at what others have achieved and trying that on for size. Sadly, comparison will erode your hope even further. Robert H. Schuller said, "Let your hopes, not your hurts, shape your future." I get it. Sometimes hope becomes a burden, when the things you wanted don't come to pass, so you put it down and you try to forget about it. Maybe you once had hopes of becoming a professional athlete, but that dream didn't happen, and now your hopes are in whiskey. Maybe you had hopes of your own family, but now they're in buying and consuming inordinate amounts of chocolate. George Weinberg said, "Hope never abandons you, you abandon it." I want to encourage you to find your hope, dust it down, polish it up, reassess it, renew it, revive it, and replace it where it belongs. It might not be in exactly the same thing. Maybe that's not going to happen, and you need to let that go and grieve that. But there is always hope. There's an Italian proverb that says, "Hope is the last thing ever lost." Powerful words if you sit down and think about those. Nelson Mandela said, "May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears." If we don't choose hope to guide us forward, then our fears will do that instead. And that's no way to live. Thich Nhat Hanh, who I've quoted before, and always have to write down his name phonetically, said, "Hope is important because it can make the present moment less difficult to bear. If we believe that tomorrow will be better, we can bear a hardship today." You see, hope isn't weak. It makes you strong. So if it's damaged, fix it. You need it to help you tomorrow. Confucius said, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." Haruki Murakami said, "And once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain, when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm's all about." So find your hope, no matter how tatty, worn or beaten it's looking after your storm. It's still yours, and it needs you as much as you need it. Find a way to mend it.